Welcome back to the show where we slowly realize that no men might ever meet our standards and we could potentially just give up.
Maybe we should.
This is the spookiest episode yet for many reasons.
Today we're talking about a 26-year-old comedian slash streamer.
We'll call him the comedian.
Comedian? What did he stream?
He streamed, I think he was on Twitch. He streamed, It was like a retro space themed video game channel or something with his best friend. It kind of blew up during COVID, I guess. And he was sponsored and stuff. I think they were making like decent money.
Yeah.
But then there was some drama with a friend and everything kind of capsized and went under. And I think the channel got deleted.
Holy.
It sounded pretty traumatic.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy of him. Pretty wild.
Alright, so I'm going to read Amy's journal entry again. Blonde from Winnipeg, sweet, 6'6".
Yeah, that was awesome.
Objectively, a very good looking / handsome face.
He looked like a cherub. Like he was honestly so beautiful. Like with his blonde hair and his eyes were just, God, they were so pretty. They were like sapphires.
Ooh.
He was gorgeous. Perfect skin. Like a cute little blush on his cheeks.
Aww.
Great nose.
What a
Really
sweetie.
cute. But very baby face. But very cute. No facial hair. Very cute. Very cute. So tall. But not gangly. He was a really good looking guy.
Incredible.
Yeah, it was.
It says here, doesn't seem super physically active, highly career motivated and driven.
Yes.
What made you think? Did he say he wasn't into sports or working out? Okay.
Yeah, because I asked. That was when I was going through my super spin every day, super active phase. And so when he asked me about my day and I'd like answer, he's like, oh, that seems intense. And then I asked him and it sounds like he doesn't really
Do much.
No, not even like not a sport rec league, which is fine, but like also doesn't like go to the gym or hike or anything.
Oh, well.
He'll like go for a walk. He doesn't look unfit. Like he looked. Must be nice being a guy, I guess. Yeah.
So you guys met on Hinge.
You bet.
He wanted to do your favorite, a coffee and a walk.
So boring.
I think this date was in December too, so it was cold and dark.
Yeah.
Rainy.
Yes.
Feels cheap, not creative, and boring.
Yep.
According to your journal.
It is cheap, not creative and boring. It's true.
It says, but I said yes due to his height and the fact that M thinks he's pretty.
It's true. You thought he was pretty, and he
pretty.
was so tall. It was amazing. 6'6". Come on.
Come
on. How could I not?
So what did you think of him?
I thought he was nice. He wouldn't shut up. He talked so much. He did not have much interest in me. He like really didn't ask questions. He was just a yapper, which was totally fine.
He's a yapper.
He was a yapper. Yeah. You want to just finish reading it, or?
Yeah. It was fun. He's interesting, funny, and seems very sweet and like a good guy. He really likes reading, and he reads fiction, so I like that.
Oh, yeah, we talked a lot about books. That was really nice.
This is funny, because you said this earlier today. I'd love to find someone to quietly cuddle and read with.
Yeah, that's like exactly what I want.
Yeah.
So.
Conversation flowed naturally. Both laughed a lot. He has a very interesting past with similarities to your dad and brother.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
I think your dad would like him.
Yeah, he would have.
But at the end of the walk, we chatted about spirituality, and he told me he believes in reincarnation, which is totally fine, and spirits / tarot cards, etc. His mom is a professional medium, so that is freaky to me, and I don't enjoy that at all. Also, he doesn't have very good music taste. Not essential, but boo. Biggest nose, medium, spooky. Not physically active, and he lives outside of
He also lives in like the city outside of our city, which is annoying because it's so far, and I don't have a car, and I'm not gonna freaking transit to go see any man unless he's amazing.
Yes, it says here, I am not commuting. Yeah, so that's the journal entry for him.
Yeah, so the date went okay. He just, like, he honestly didn't ask a lot of questions. The conversation flew because he was good at talking about himself. Mm-hmm. He just wasn't curious about me at all, and I was curious about him.
That's
we
hard.
talked about books. He was so pretty, but yeah, the medium thing, I don't know, like, if that makes me shallow or not, but it just gave me weird vibes that he was, like, he so believes that you can contact the dead and that that's something that's just, like, a regular part of his life. Like, that's just so different for me, so that's just a bit much. And I don't really believe in that. So I feel like that would be something that I would be fine with not talking about it ever and just moving on. But he obviously brought it up on the first date and told me about how he believes it's real and stuff. So I think it'd probably bother him that I don't believe in it. And honestly, it's hard for me to not feel like it's a scam. Like, that his mom is potentially scamming people or she believes in it. I don't know. Just weird. So I was thinking about maybe going on another date with him, but every time I just kind of canceled on him. He said yes every time I tried to replan, which is probably like 6 times.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Poor
thing. And then I was also seeing the Varsity Boy at the same time, so I was so interested in him, so I was less desiring of meeting up with this guy.
Totally. I wonder how it would have been different if you weren't seeing the Varsity Boy at the same time.
I wonder that a lot about some of the people that I went out with, because there were definitely a few people that
totally
might have been good, or there were dates that I didn't go to because Varsity Boy wanted to hang out, or like I just was tired because I'd been out the night before. So that is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this guy he was really interesting, and he was so pretty, but I just couldn't do it. Too many, and he was really dorky. Yeah, just
how
like
so?
Like really into video games. I guess I didn't say that in the journal, but also just because of my ex, like I really want to steer clear of guys who are really into playing video games because it sucks up so much time. Mm-hmm. It's so easy for people to be addicted. It's such an inactive thing to do physically. Like I just don't associate it with good stuff. So I'm not looking for a partner who games. And I don't game, and I don't want to game. So, like, I want somebody who is active and that I can be active with. Yeah,
totally.
Like, I like that he reads, but, yeah, I don't know. It's a bit much.
A bit much.
A bit much. So, bye, comedian. Nice to go on a date with you, I suppose. I'm sure he has no trouble finding dates, but every time that I messaged him, which was for a couple months, I, like, would hit him up every now and then whenever I felt
really?
like it. Yeah, when I was, like, when things weren't going well with a Varsity Boy or I was bored, I'd, like, hit him up and then make a plan and then cancel the plan.
Oh, my gosh.
I
Poor
know.
guy.
I'm so bad. But he was free every time, so I feel like clearly he was having trouble finding a partner, I guess.
Or he was just really into you.
I doubt it. It was just the one time that we actually met up. Oh, and he was such a bad texter. I remember he texted me the day after our date, our first date, and he asked me a question like he had no idea what my job was, but we just had a date and I just explained it, and he had like no idea that I didn't work in the hospital. Like, it was super weird. It's like, did you pay any attention to the only thing you asked me all night? You asked me one question and you can't even remember? I thought that was super tacky. That was another reason why I didn't want to continue on. Gross. When guys don't remember things about you, it's so icky.
Right? It's like you asked me a total of 4 questions. It's not that much stuff to remember.
It's literally the bare minimum for you just to remember kind of my job, like a general sense of my job. Like, I don't need you to understand the details. But, like, a little, like, remember that, and, like, maybe remember that I have a brother. Like, remember, like, you know, like, some basic things. I'm not expecting you to remember everything I say, but, I mean, come on. Like, I feel like I'm not asking for a lot, especially if you allegedly like me and you want to go out with me again. Like, it's one thing if you never want to see me again, but if you want to go out with me, bad enough you'll let me reschedule like 100 times. Maybe you should remember something about me. I don't know. Crazy thought. So that was him.
Interesting.
Yeah. Why don't we do another one? He was short and boring. Well, he was tall. And boring.
Let's see.
With his spooky mom. You know what? There was another guy with the same name as him that we could talk about. He was more recent. The arborist. The one... Oh, no. We should do that on a different day, because that's the day that I went on 3 dates in one day.
Oh, yeah.
Which is crazy, guys. 3 dates in one day. Okay. Amazing.
This one looks short and sweet.
Oh, the lawyer. Yeah. Okay, read it out.
Okay, the lawyer. 32. 6'3". Dark hair, blue eyes. The banter pre-date was good. They planned to go to an improv show on a Sunday night. Met an hour early when the doors opened. Paid for my own ticket. After the guy asked, and he, sorry, I'm trying to, like, not read names or places.
Yeah.
After the guy asked, he was quiet, so she paid for her own ticket, found their seats, and then didn't get drinks.
Which is super weird. So we walk in, so first of all, I pay for my own ticket, which is, like, kind of weird, but fine. Then we get in, he makes me come an hour early, and it's in a bar, and he doesn't offer to buy me even, like, a Coca-Cola.
So weird.
Like, he literally isn't offering to get anything, and we're there a whole hour early. Nobody is there. It's totally empty. And just have to make small talk. Okay, continue.
He was so nerdy, awkward, and jerky in his body movements in a hyperactive, stereotypical nerd way.
Oh my god, yeah, he walked like Kermit the Frog. I don't know if, like, people can imagine that image, but he was, like, gangly and just, like, very animated. Yeah, very much like Kermit the Frog. Just picture that. Go Google that.
I had to lead the convo. He was so strange. Didn't give me a single compliment. Didn't offer to even get me a drink. And the show sucked. I actually made an excuse to leave at intermission, and it was just so bad, and I'm glad I left. I didn't owe him anything. That's a nice realization in there.
Yeah, that's the first time that I've ever done that, and honestly, I felt bad doing it, but at the same time, I was having such a miserable time with him because he didn't ask any questions. We obviously didn't have stuff in common. So he's a lawyer, but he was doing his police training, and he wanted to transfer from being a lawyer to being a police officer, which is kind of a...
That's an interesting transfer.
It's an interesting choice, and I'm just not very into it. So there was that, and then no questions, not really comfortable or confident, which is fine. And then just all these things didn't align. Like, he was telling me about how on New Year's he went to a bar alone to listen to music. Like, I don't know. Just, it doesn't sound like he has a ton of friends. He just sounds kind of weird. Not for me. And the venue was freezing cold. I was so hungry. We didn't get a drink.
Oh, yeah, because you guys were supposed to go for dinner beforehand, and then
yeah, we were gonna get,
right?
We were gonna get some, like, I think pizza or something chill before, but then we didn't. We just met at the place. And yeah, didn't even have a soda. And that's, like, back when I was not good at eating, and so I hadn't eaten all day waiting for dinner, and then so lame. Yeah, that one really sucked. So boring. And he seemed like a kicked puppy when I said I was leaving, and I didn't give him my number. I was just like, okay, well, good luck with everything. Like, because obviously it didn't go well.
Yeah.
Just so bad.
That's so unfortunate.
And when I was about to leave, like, before I said that I was going to go at intermission, he was like, oh, like, do you want a drink? And it's like, ugh, buddy guy, it's so late now. Like, we've already been here for 2 hours. I just want to get home and eat, like, craft dinner. I don't know.
Did he think it was going to be, like, busy, or tickets were going to sell out? Why did he want to be there so early?
Well, I think he wanted to be there early so that we could get to know each other and chat, but, like before the show, because if we just showed up in time for the show, we wouldn't have been able to, like...
Okay, fair.
Talk, but... I don't know. It was horrible. I guess everybody, you know, there's somebody out there for everyone, allegedly. I will believe it when I see it because I haven't met mine, but sure. So I'm sure that there is a girl out there that he would be the flavor for, but oh my god, he is not for me. He's like, he also probably plays with Lego. He probably plays with Lego and listens to... No, my god, yes, he listens to Screamo. I remember him telling me that. He, like, listens to Metallica, of course.
What's with you and Screamo guys?
There's just the two of them, and if I knew it in advance, I wouldn't have met up with them. Because not my flavor.
Interesting.
So crazy. I don't know. Nerdy guys just aren't for me. I used to think that, like, I was into, like, that more vibe, but I'm for sure not. I'm a sporty girl. I'm a sporty guy girl. I like sporty guys. Not nerdy guys.
Not nerdy guys.
Not the nerdy ones.
That's fair.
Yeah, so that was him. I obviously, like, I left at intermission, and then I went home and unmatched him right away. But I'm sure he wasn't surprised. Like, I don't think he would have expected that I would have ever messaged him again after that.
Yeah, the leaving halfway through the show, I think, sealed that deal.
Yeah. And I'm glad. It's for the best.
For sure.
It was scary. It was really intimidating for me to, like, say, like, that I was going to go. Because I'm so non-confrontational with men. So that was really weird. But I'm glad I did it. A growing experience, you know?
Yeah, you did good.
Learning, growing, thriving.
Thriving.
So that's that. I think the moral of the story, though, is don't go to a show for your first date unless you're so sure. Like, unless you met them in person and it was good.
Yeah, it's not a great first date idea. What do you think is the best first date?
My favorite one was the one that the pilot took me on. I feel like an escape room is so fun. The only thing is it's expensive.
Yeah.
So if you have money, if the guy has money and takes you there, great.
I think it's a good one, though. You get to work with them, see if you work well.
Yeah, problem solving
chat,
together.
And you can chat, and then if, like, there's a lull in the conversation, you chat about what you're doing.
Exactly. And then it kind of starts you with something to talk about when you, like, you're making a memory. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you just, like, meet up for whatever...
I guess if it's terrible, though, and you really don't get along, you're trapped in a room together, so maybe it's not good in that way. Yeah.
That's true. I guess that's it. I think the moral of the story is just, like, I should vet the guys that I go out with a little bit more before I go out with them. Like, I should spend more time trying to figure out if they're the vibe.
It's hard because you don't want to talk to someone too much because then it's weird in person, but if you don't talk to them enough, then you end up going out with weirdos.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know how to win that one.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough out there. It's tough.
Tough.
But thank God I don't have to repeat that feeling. I think I left and it was raining and I called you and I told you about it and I was so unhappy.
No.
That one was pretty bad. The other one that was super bad that this one kind of reminds me of is The Runner. Maybe we should just read that one quick because...
Yeah, let me find it.
I think the end of that date was also really bad feeling.
No, we've done all of those ones. This one.
No.
Different
there
runner.
was a runner that I went... we can't find the journal, so it's fine. But there was this runner that I went to get a drink with him. It was really... Like, we had good banter ahead of time. We had some things in common that were nice. And then we met at this bar that I liked that was close to his house and far from mine. And he insisted on paying for my drink when the waiter came with the bill. And then when he saw the bill that my drink was a cocktail, so it's like $12 or whatever, he was like, actually, never mind, you can get it. Which is super weird. He was like, yours is double, mine, you can get your own. Okay. And he worked for an electric car company as an engineer. Like, he made good money.
Oh my God.
And the whole date, he just talked about running. Whole date. And his ex.
I wonder if maybe he knew at that point that he didn't want to go on another date, so he let you pay for your own.
I think that is probably what happened. This is so weird. Yeah, but I left that date so upset, called you, got a pint of ice cream and peanuts, went home, peed my pants on the way home because I had to go to the bathroom so bad. So that was horrible. It was the worst day. And I feel like the lawyer one, that was also the worst day. Those were both just so bad. And they were,
Yeah.
I feel like they were back to back, and that's when the varsity guy and I were fizzling out. Everything just felt really crappy.
Oh, I found him.
Maybe we already talked about him. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Moral of the story is that I always call M after dates that are bad, that I peed my pants because I have a small bladder, and that getting a pint of ice cream after a bad date is good in theory, but if you're going on a lot of dates, can really be detrimental to your overall well-being. So I highly suggest not doing that if you're trying to date hundreds and thousands to find love.
Well, any last closing remarks, Ames?
No, I feel like that one kind of took it out of me. Honestly, I feel exhausted just thinking about how awful that was.
Don't date a runner. Don't date an engineer. Don't date a lawyer or a police officer. Don't date anyone, because they're all bad.
They're all bad. And make sure you go to the bathroom even if you had a bad date. It's not worth it to try and walk all the way home. Amen. The end.
Thanks for listening.
See you next time if you didn't find it too cringe.
Bye.
Tell your mom I say hi.